Hey, what's up? So, can business and scaling your business actually be very simple? Yesterday, I was on a call with a client. He's been with us for a month approximately, which is amazing. And he told me something that challenged me, but it also showed me kind of a belief within this market, which is Arnold, it can't be that simple. He believed that to a certain extent, he needed to do more in his business. He needed to be creating something very difficult or very advanced. It couldn't be that simple to sign clients and to scale a business. Because literally in just 1 month, we covered all of the basics, gave him everything that he needs to do, all of the protocols, and for now, all he needs to do is just to implement. This really triggered me to do this video because I want to share with you kind of the six-figure pyramid that we follow so you could see how simple it is to scale a business. And more importantly, so you could kind of get out of this old belief of complexity. And here's why. Look, I'll before I jump into it, I'll have to be very honest and transparent with you. There are some things that I'm not very proud of that I've done in the past. In the beginning, like in my early days in my journey of entrepreneurship and building businesses online, one of the things that I learned from one of the very first mentors that I worked with was you have to make it sound different, unique, and hard to attain. And the only way that they could get it is through you. So, whatever you're selling, let's say you're selling fitness, okay? You have to make it sound like something extremely like grandiose, and they could only get it through you. And this is the best way that you could sign clients. And I think this industry took that to the extreme. And now everything has to be very hard, has to be very big, has to be very unique, that we forget the basic principles of business and how easy it can be. So let's debunk kind of this belief right now to show you that there's no secret. Now, before I do that, of course, you would need some proof that I know what I'm talking about. So let's hopefully find some proof. Again, I don't really plan those videos, so I should, but I don't. Do I have any screenshots of payment processors? I have this one over here. I did that from another video, but here you go. This is us getting very close to 50K. Uh, I didn't hit my goal of 50K per month. We were very close. Uh, this is also another 39K from another month. This is also payment processor every single day getting a payment into my business while listening to Alex Hormozzi's podcast while working out. So this is just quick proof. Now in the beginning of January, where were we? Yeah, over here. In the beginning of January, now we're the 8th. We've already generated for the business in the first week of January. So literally like New Year's was Thursday. Friday, Saturday, we generated $5,500 for the business. So we're moving very heavily into the business and we're growing very rapidly, which is amazing. And this is what we follow. Your business and everything in your business falls under those categories. So under this pyramid, there's nothing else. Distribution is basically, so let's actually mark this. Distribution is who is seeing my work. That's it. How many qualified people are seeing the stuff that I'm putting out? You don't need a lot of distribution, you need targeted distribution. Nothing else. There's this lady that Alex Hormozzi talks about who has approximately 5,000 followers on Instagram, but her business is making $1 million a year. This is because she has very targeted and qualified distribution. It's no magic there. Our clients, for example, I have a client who has 8,000 people on LinkedIn, I think, or a bit less. And right now he's gonna get to $120,000 within his business, which is really, really cool. So you don't need big distribution, you need targeted distribution. This is very important. And then you need demonstration. So if distribution is putting yourself in front of the right people so you get their attention, this demonstration is where you get their intention. So demonstration is where you show proof that you know what you're talking about. That's it. If you want to think about it in a conversation, just random conversation on the street, you see someone walking by, you shout, "Hey!" They look at you. This is distribution. And then when they come over, the conversation and how you lead the conversation is the demonstration. This is how you win them. If you're in dating, you know exactly what I mean. Now, I'm engaged, so I'm out of the market, but this is the exact same thing. Human behavior doesn't change. From there, you move into something that we call monetization. So you told them, hey, they came over, you had a conversation, now you want to ask them out. Now you want to ask for the date. This is where monetization takes place. This is where making offers takes place. This is why it's so important to track everything that you're doing. Because a lot of people come to me and they're like, Arnold, I'm not converting enough people. I'm not getting enough clients. And we look and they're making like one offer a week. I make approximately every single day 5 offers in 5 different ways. Every single day I have a minimum of 100 people having their eyeballs on my offer. This is why we convert that easily. And no, we don't do pushy DMs. We have actually like a lot of inbound ways to make that many offers. And then you have delivery. How well are you delivering your people and how well are you ascending them? So for me, for example, when I work with people, I start small, so 3-month intensive, and then we move forward into yearly intensives. So ascending people into the work, and that's it. Everything in your business falls under distribution. How many new people are seeing your stuff that are qualified? How many new people from those are raising their hands, are showing interest, and you're showing them the proof of your work? How many of those are actually seeing an offer, and how many of those are buying? And this is actually all that you need within your business, all that you need to track, all that you need to do. It's really that simple. Now, of course, once you hire people, you have kind of management structures, you have org charts, you have all of that. But even if you think about that, like let's say you're watching this video and you're on the level of hiring people, you're hiring people under one of those umbrellas. There's no magic. You're hiring people either under distribution, either under demonstration, either under monetization, either under delivery. That's it. There isn't any magic to that game. The more you complicate it, the harder it is to actually become successful. The more you add stuff, the harder it is to stick to it. Look at the diets. The most extreme diets are the hardest diets to stick with. But the most simple diets like, hey, just eat less than you burn, walk more, show up to the gym every single 3 days. Done. You're gonna lose weight. There's no way that you're not gonna lose weight. It's kind of the same thing that we're doing over here. It's like, do those things consistently and you're gonna get to where you wanna go. Now, there's also a very important thing. Now I showed you kind of the IP that we have around the 6-figure pyramid because it's very important so you can see the big picture. Now, if you zoom in on the marketing and distribution, we have something called the client creator model. We've talked about that like a trillion times. I have multiple videos. But basically, this is how what we talked about right now. Actually, let me just remove those. Sorry for my doodling. I have very bad handwriting. Actually, you know what? Let's keep those and let's just do this. Again, as you see, nothing is really scripted over here. We're very raw and real. Awesome. So now this is how we can take it to market. So now that you understand that we have distribution, demonstration, monetization, and delivery, this is how it looks like. For us, distribution is this. What I do is I do Facebook and LinkedIn written posts because I'm very good at writing. I'm naturally good at writing. And then I repurpose those into Instagram Reels. So I take the thing that I wrote and I say it into a camera. And this is my show and share. This is why it's so important what you say. From there, I take people into my YouTube channel, which is my demonstration asset. Now you most probably are watching my YouTube channel, which is my demonstration asset. And then I take people into monetization. So after they watch that thing and they're like, oh, interesting, I really like what you just said here. Let's have a chat. So we chat over DMs or WhatsApp. I'm someone who really loves proximity. Proximity in business, I think, is what makes business really beautiful. Just being close to the people that you want to work with, very close. So this is why a lot of times I give out my number, because I really like to just chat with those people, see how they think, see how they process. From there, I make an offer and we get to work. That's it. This is literally it. You could overcomplicate it as much as you can. You could have like those 20-step funnels like over here. This is one of my very old funnels. Like, look at that. This is something that I used to have in the past, man. Can you just look at this and believe? It's impossible for you to follow this. It's very hard for you to follow this. Look at this compared to this. A very simple pyramid. Now, when I used to run this, I was making, let's say, $50,000 a year. Now that I run this, I make that in approximately a month and a half, 2 months. Simplicity always wins. Allow it to be simple. Allow it to be easy. This is why when people work with me, we have kind of structures of our work. We have 40% of the work that we do is heavy on this, what I showed you. So business systems, what you're doing, how does the funnel look like, how does the structure look like. We have another 20% on environment. So optimizing your environment, your habits, the way that you show up into your business, the way that you lead within your business. But we have a big majority, which is 40% on the mindset, changing your beliefs, changing the way that you operate and the way that you see things and you believe what's possible. Because if you believe that signing clients is hard, if you believe that signing clients is something that is very advanced, if you believe that it should be hard, you're gonna make it hard on yourself. It's very important to also work on your beliefs. Hopefully this video really made it a bit easier on you to believe that it doesn't have to be hard, that it doesn't have to be complex. I take home more than 90% of the industry. Even though some people flash the $1 million a month screenshots, they barely take home 20%, 30%. I take home 85 to 90% from everything that I make, including the small investments that I make. So, like, just imagine how much profit margins I have. And I'm telling you, it can be that simple. Anywho, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you want to work with me, well, there's also a link down below. I'll see you. Bye.